Alexander Armstrong, and a very warm welcome to Pointless, the game where you are always aiming for the lowest score. Let's meet today's players. And couple number one.
Hello, I'm Michael. I live in South London, and this is my good friend Julia, who comes from Horsham.
Couple number two.
Hi, I'm Bryony. This is my mum Sue. She lives just outside Coventry, and I live in Bristol.
Couple number three.
Hello, I'm David. This is my good friend Nick, and we're from Dunstable.
And couple number four.
Hello, I'm Gwyl. This is my brother-in-law, Howard. He's from Christchurch in Dorset, and I'm from Milton Keynes.
And these are today's contestants. Thanks very much, all of you. We'll find out more about you throughout the show as it goes along. So that just leaves one more person for me to introduce. A man so smart, if he gathered his thoughts, he'd need an aircraft hangar to store them in. It's my pointless friend, it's Richard.
Hiya. Hi, everybody. Afternoon. Hello there.
Hello there.
It's looking very familiar, the first couple of podiums today.
It's like it hasn't changed. Extraordinary.
Isn't it? Michael and Julia went all the way to the head-to-head last time, didn't they? They were very, very good.
Yeah.
I mean, properly good.
Yeah.
Then Michael accidentally said that Virginia Wade won Wimbledon in 1953. Which wasn't the best thing you did or show, Michael.
Not
but
really, no,
other than that, they were terrific. So they're going to be hard to beat today. And on podium two again, we've got Bryony and Sue.
Oh, they were unlucky.
They were unfortunate.
They were unlucky.
They were, by which we mean they got knocked out in the first round.
They got knocked out in the first round.
Yeah. But fingers crossed this time we'll see you going much further, I suspect. And what a brilliant end to the last show.
What an end,
wasn't it?
yeah.
Literally the perfect. If you have to write an episode of Pointless, it's the perfect finish.
Yeah.
3 brilliant answers. First one went down to 2 points. Second one went down to 1 point. Third one went down to 0. Won the jackpot in the perfect way. They ordered things perfectly. They scored it perfectly. That's what we want to see.
That was great. Well, thanks very much indeed. Now, all our questions on Pointless have been put to 100 people before the show. Our contestants here need to find the obscure answers those 100 people didn't get. Of course, everyone's trying to find a pointless answer, that being an answer that none of our 100 people gave. And each time that happens, we will add 250 quid to the jackpot. As you'll have gathered, John and Tina won the jackpot last time, so today's jackpot starts off back at £1,000. There it is. Right, if everyone's ready, let's play Pointless. Right, the pair with the highest score at the end of this round will be eliminated, and remember, there is to be no conferring. OK, our first category today is pop music. Pop music, very popular on the first podium there. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, the question concerns musicians with double vowels in their names. Musicians with double vowels in their names, Richard.
On each pass, we're going to show you the names of 7 hit singles. We need you to tell you the name of the musician or the band who had a hit with that song, please. They've all got double vowels in their names. That's either A, E, I, or O. Give us the most obscure answer. You're going to score fewer points. An incorrect answer, as always, will score you 100 points. So it's going to be 14 in all to have a go at home. So A, E, I, O.
No you use?
No you use. No you use. The Vacuum Brothers have not had a top 40 hits, unfortunately. I think A was a Eurovision Song Contest winner, wasn't it?
If it's not, it should be.
It should be.
Thanks very much indeed. Now, we are looking for the bands or artists with pairs of vowels in their names who had hits with these songs in the year shown. Here's our first board of 7, and we have 9 to 5. 1980, Night Fever, 1978, More Than a Woman, 2002, Best of You, 2005, Riders on the Storm, 1971, I Begin to Wonder, 2003, and Save Your Kisses for Me, 1976. I'll read those all one last time. 9 to 5, 1980, Night Fever, 1978, More Than a Woman, 2002, Best of You, 2005, Riders on the Storm, 1971, I Begin to Wonder, 2003, and Save Your Kisses for Me, 1976. Michael and Julia, you all drew lots before the show, and you are going to go first. Michael, I've seen people look happier, I'm going to be perfectly honest.
It's just about the burst board you could give me, actually, but...
Oh, I'm sorry. Now, Michael, we discovered last time that you are a dog walker.
I am.
You are a dog walker, and you walk them singly.
I do.
What did you do before you retired?
Well, I worked for quite a long time for a tyre company, just as an administrative clerk, that's all. And then before that in the travel industry for a fair number of years. OK, now, let's get this over with. I have a feeling you might surprise yourself. I surpass yourself, even. Well, I think I know. Save Your Kisses for Me. Oh, no. was Brotherhood of Man, I think.
Brotherhood of Man, says Michael. Brotherhood of Man. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many people said Brotherhood of Man. It's absolutely right. Look at that, Michael.
Blimey.
As I said, 25. Surpassed yourself.
Very well played, Michael. Yeah, very good. And that really was a Eurovision Song Contest winner. It's actually the biggest-selling Eurovision Song Contest winner of all time.
Good Lord.
Is it?
Yeah, sold 6 million copies.
Thank you. Now, Sue, remind us what you do.
Oh, I'm a teacher. No, I'm not. I've retired.
A French and German teacher.
That's right. Thank you.
How long ago did you hang up your mortarboard? Really? What, is that the best I could come up with? How long ago did you retire?
Oh gosh, about 5 years now. Yes.
And what do you do with your retirement? What do you fill your time with?
I've started to learn tap dancing, and do ballroom dancing, and I do Zumba, which is sort of keep fit dancing, which is brilliant as well.
So, Sue, what about this board?
It's terrible for me. I can only think of one band with a double vowel who were sort of around in the 60s and 70s, so I don't know which one of the two 70s to choose. I don't think it's either of them. So, Riders on the Storm, maybe. I know it's going to be wrong. The Moody Blues.
The Moody Blues.
I'm sure it's wrong.
OK, well, let's find out if it is. Let's see how many of our 100 people said the Moody Blues for Riders on the Storm. No. Oh, I'm sorry, Sue. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer. Scores you the maximum of 100 points. It may well not be the last 100 points of the round, so don't give up hope yet.
Yeah, I shouldn't be at all surprised. Yeah, the Moody Blues, though, has got 2 O's in it, so it's good in that regard.
Halfway there.
Thanks very much. Now, Nick, welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you.
Here from Dunstable.
Yes, I am, yeah.
What do you do, Nick?
I'm a pharmacist.
And when you're not being a pharmacist, what do you do?
When I'm not being a pharmacist, I play handball. So I took this up after the London 2012 Olympic Games.
I was literally about to say,
yes.
that was handball, massive uptake, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I sort of watched a few of it on the Olympics. It looked like a great laugh. So I thought, yeah, I'll see if there's anything going around. I moved to take up a job in a new town. I had a look on the internet and found a handball club. Yeah.
OK, now then, Nick, what about this board? How do you find that?
At first look, it wasn't great for me, but I think I know 2 answers. I may know a third one, but I'm going to have to play to what everyone else has done, and I think as long as I get a right answer, I should hopefully be OK. So I'm going to say 2005's Best of You was by the Foo Fighters.
The Foo Fighters. Foo Fighters, says Nick. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many people said it. Well, you're already lower than our highest score. Our lowest score to date is 25, and you passed that too. 5, Nick. Very well done. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, it's a very good answer. Yeah, a very good song as well by the Foo Fighters. It's named after World War II pilots. They saw unidentified fireballs over Germany, and they named them Foo Fighters.
Howard.
Yes.
Welcome to the show, Howard. Good to have you here. Now, where are you from?
I'm from Christchurch in Dorset.
That's right. And what do you do, Howard?
I'm a freelance software engineer.
What do you do when you're not doing that?
I like to go walking, I do some cycling, and I support Rochdale Football Club and try and see them whenever they're playing in the south.
I was going to say, that's quite a long way to travel.
Yes.
How come Rochdale?
There was a group of us at the university. We all loved our football, and one day we decided, wouldn't it be easier in years to come if we all supported the same team? So one day we decided it would be Rochdale, and 35 years later, we're still going.
Brilliant. That's nice. And children, they all become Rochdale fans
They
as well?
did until they were old enough to have a choice. And, and now they've chosen to go shopping.
Excellent. Now, Howard, you're the last person to have this board.
Yes.
Do you fancy talking us through it and filling in as many of the blanks as you can?
Well, yeah, luckily there was a couple left that were in my era. So I know 9 to 5, I think that was Dolly Parton. Night Fever, I think, was the Bee Gees. And I think that's it, really. So I think I would have to probably plump for 9 to 5, Dolly Parton.
You're going to say Dolly Parton for that. OK, bit of a murmur from the assembled company here. I think you might see why in a second. Dolly Parton, is that right? Oh, bad luck, Howard. I'm afraid an incorrect answer. No double vowels there. That's 100 points to you.
Yeah, you might have been thinking of Dooley Parton.
Oh, yeah.
It was Sheena Easton's 9 to 5, I'm afraid. You were right about Night Fever, though. Could have gone for that. The Bee Gees would have scored you 48 points. Now, More Than a Woman by A Liar would have scored you 1 point. Riders on the Storm, know that one?
The Doors.
The Doors, yep. Would have scored you 21. Now, I begin to wonder, everyone will know the name. It was a hit single. It's a pointless answer. Well done if you said Danny Minogue.
Ah.
Danny Minogue. Very well played if you said that. 2 eyes, look.
There we are. No, I know she has. I've seen her.
Yeah. She's well known. She's well known for it, isn't it? Very well known for having 2 eyes.
Yeah. Thanks very much indeed, Richard. So we're halfway through the round. Let's take a look at the scores. Nick and David, 5. Very well done indeed. Very good score. There, then up to 25, Michael and Julia. Michael, as I said, you would surprise yourself. You have. Sue and Bryony, there you are. You've been joined on 100. All is not lost. Howard and Gwyll are also up there, which means Gwyll and Bryony. It is going to be between the pair of you to decide who stays and who leaves at the end of the round. Best of luck. We can come back down the line now. Can the second players please step up to the podium? OK, we're going to put 7 more songs on the board, and here they are. We've got Crazy Little Party Girl, 1998, Cool for Cats, 1979, School's Out, 1972, Wicked Game, 1990, Dancing in the Dark, 1984, Waving Flag, 2010, and The Legend of Xanadu, 1968. I'll read those all one last time. Crazy Little Party Girl, 1998, Cool for Cats, 1979, School's Out, 1972, Wicked Game, 1990, Dancing in the Dark, 1984, Waving Flag, 2010, and The Legend of Xanadu, 1968. There we are. Now, Gwyll, remember, you are going to try and find the name of the band or the artist with a pair of vowels in their name who sang each of these songs, and obviously you're going to try and find the one you think the fewest of our 100 people knew. Gwyll, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, what do you do, Gwyll?
I'm a management consultant for my sins, although I'm not actually in any work right now. So I'm living a life of leisure.
Living a life of leisure. How do you fill your life of leisure right now?
Mostly by playing with my young kids, playing with my guitar, playing the piano, and playing as much tennis as I can in this weather.
Listen, you're a joint high scorer on 100. You have to score low here if we're to see you up beyond the end of this round.
I know 1. So I have no choice. I just have to see how it goes. So Cool for Cats, Squeeze.
Squeeze, says Gwyll for Cool for Cats. No red line for you as your joint high scorers. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Squeeze. It's right. $28. Not bad at all, Gwyll.
Got to play Gwyll, yeah, that's what you had to do. Squeeze one of those bands, aren't they? You sort of remember every couple of years how brilliant they are. And you listen to them for a bit, and then you forget, and then you remember again.
You just reminded me again.
Well, they didn't really fit into any sort of grouping, did they?
No.
They were just kind of themselves. Brilliant band, anyway. If you don't know Squeeze, you should check them out.
Now, David.
Hi.
David, what do you do?
So I work for Global Radio. I'm a revenue management analyst.
And what do you do when you're not doing that?
So I play the cello. I've played the cello since about the age of 8. Played in orchestras and chamber music groups, been touring around Europe, which is really fun. Still continue doing it to this day.
Well, listen, the good news is you're through to round 2, even if you score 100 points. But I have a feeling you might be quite good at this.
Come on, really? It's not my round at all. Luckily, as you say, we're through. I'm going to have to go with Dancing in the Dark, which I think is that awful film, and I hope that it's Patrick Swayze and it ends in a double E.
OK. OK. Now, Patrick Swayze.
Yeah.
Did he sing Dancing in the Dark? No red line for you for the, thank goodness, reason that you're already through. But let's see how many of our 100 people said Patrick Swayze. No, not by Patrick Swayze on this occasion. That scores you 100 points, takes your total up to 105.
Sorry, David, that's a gutsy answer, though, isn't it?
Cheers.
Yeah.
That's really giving it some.
Yeah.
That's what we call on this show, having both fingers crossed.
Bryony, welcome back.
Hello.
Great to have you back on the show. Do you know what? Before, when you were on last time, you told us that you were a keen theatre goer.
Yes.
You kept up there, and best of all, that you support a lot of fringe theatre. And fringe theatre, these are sort of theatres above pubs and things like that.
Yes.
which is actually where all our really good actors, good playwrights, good directors actually start out. And it's through encouragement of people like you going along and watching that they get to do better. So that's a very, very worthy and good thing to do.
Oh, thank you.
Now, listen, you have a task here.
I know.
You have a task. Are you up to the task, do you think?
I do know a few of the answers, so it's just thinking which one's going to be the best. I'm starting to doubt myself, but I'm going to go Wicked Game is Chris Isaacs.
Wicked Game, Chris Isaacs. I think that sounds good enough. Let's see. I mean, obviously it has to be right, but here is your red line. Oh, no, bad luck, Bryony. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer. That scores you the maximum of 100 points, takes your total up to 200.
Sorry, Brian, you can't take it. I'll explain why at the end of the round.
Now, Julia. Julia. Now, listen, here's good news. You're through.
Yes.
You are through to the next round. So, frankly, you could just cough and you'd go through. But before you do that, let's just recap what happened last time. You did incredibly well. We had consistent low scores, low team scores from you and Michael.
We were done in by alloys.
I tell you, alloys,
We
yeah.
didn't know any, apart from the very obvious ones.
Do you fancy volunteering any answers for this board behind me? Do you want to make some
I
up?
ought to know who school's out, but I can't remember. And as somebody kindly mentioned it in the past, it's the only one I can think of. I will say Moody Blues again, and take your pick which one I'm going to pick on. Let's say School's Out, Moody Blues.
OK, the Moody Blues for School's Out, says Julia. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. No red line for you as you're already through. No, not the Moody Blues. Scores you 100 points. Takes your total up to 125. Now, I said I thought Sue's 100 wouldn't be the last 100 of the round. I was right. Quite a lot.
Yeah, 5 out of 8.
Yeah.
That's not bad going, is it?
Not bad at all.
Yeah, not Moody Blues. School's Out is, you know that? Alice Cooper.
Alice Cooper.
Oh, that's the one I was trying to think of, Alice Cooper.
Yeah, Alice. OK, all right, you can have the points then. If you're being... as long as you're not kidding us.
No, honestly,
OK,
I'm
all
trying
right,
to
you can have it. Wicked Game, it's not Chris Isaacs, it's Chris Isaac. And I'm sorry, I can't take it. It's not fair on podium 4 there if I give it to you. I'm so sorry. Would have scored you 10 points as well, so it's a great answer. Dancing in the Dark was Bruce Springsteen. Would have scored you 16. Now, Waving Flag was the song that was everywhere during the World Cup, and it was by Kanan. Would have scored you 1 point. The one at the bottom there, The Legend of Xanadu. Some people at home would have got this. It's in amongst many, many letters. It's got a couple of repeated ones. Dave D, Dozy, Beaky, Mick and Titch was the answer there. 8 points if you got that. And the top one, I know some people would have got this, and they'll be ashamed of themselves for doing so. Aaron Carter would have scored you 1 point. It's the younger brother of one of the Backstreet Boys, Aaron Carter.
Thank you very much indeed. So, at the end of our first round, the pair we have to say goodbye. Oh, I'm sorry, so unlucky, Bryony and Sue. Oh, that's also the hardest thing to trip up on as well. And I'm afraid it means we end up saying goodbye to fantastic contestants like you. I'm so sorry, but thank you so much for playing. It's been great having you on the show. Bryony and Sue. But for the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. So, 3 pairs remain. Obviously, at the end of this round, we'll be saying goodbye to another pair in time for our head-to-head round. Well, that was very close. Very close. Best answer of that round was yours, Nick, with the Foo Fighters, so very well done. But then each pair had a 100 scorer among them. So, yes, quite hard to gauge at this stage who is ahead of the game, but I think it'll be close. Best of luck to all 3 pairs. Our category for round 2 is geography. Geography. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, let's find out what the question is. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many new countries as they could. New countries, Richard.
Yeah, we're essentially looking for any new country that's come into existence after 1991. Essentially, any nation that's been a sovereign state in its own right and a member of the UN. Very, very best of luck.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. Now, Michael, new countries.
Oh, dear. I'm going to have a real stab at this one. Montenegro.
Montenegro, says Michael. Montenegro. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Montenegro. That's good. Still going down. There we are, 11. Good answer, Michael.
Have you spotted there? That's twice Michael has done that now. Both rounds, he said, well, I'm going to have to really just have a guess. And both rounds come up with perfectly adequate answers. We look very dimly on that at the moment, Michael. It's absolutely fine, but we have been cracking down on it. So I'm just giving you a little warning. If I hear it one more time...
Hey, listen, it's not us. It's not us. It's the Federation. It's just the...
Yeah, they don't like it. They won't have it. So I will be forced to give you a yellow card if you do it one more time. I'm so sorry. It's not... If it was just me, I wouldn't, but...
I understand.
Yeah.
I deserve it.
Well, you know what? I think you do. Just keep an eye on your game, that's all.
Nick.
There's a few I can think of, but I'm not quite sure if they're all part of the UN, so it's going to be a bit of a guess. Most of my geography knowledge about countries comes from sports teams, so I'm going to go for the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia.
The former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said it. It's right. Very well done indeed, Nick. Great score, 9.
That's very well played, yeah. I've said before, loving sport actually teaches you about an awful lot more than sport. It gives you geography, it gives you all sorts of different things. Macedonia, it's got it's voted the second best flag in the world, the Macedonian flag.
Second best?
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Bhutan is the winner.
Yeah.
Bhutan had the best flag.
Now then, Howard.
Yes.
Howard.
Well, geography is not my strong point, so I guess I'll just follow the lead of my fellow contestants. I'll go for Slovenia.
Slovenia, says Howard. Let's see if Slovenia is right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said it. Is right. Well, 9 is our high score, would you believe it? And 9 are low. 11 our high score, 9 are low. 7.
That's another good answer. It seems terrifying this round, but when you actually start thinking about it, you think, oh no, I do know a few.
Yeah. Very well done. We're halfway through the round. Let's take a look at those scores. 7, Howard, the best score of that pass. So very well done to you. Then up to 9, where we find Nick and David. Up another 2 to 11, where we find Michael and Julia. Very, very close you are, but Julia, you happen to be ahead. So we need a nice low-scoring answer at the very end of the round, and hope that's enough to get you back into the head-to-head again. We're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please step up to the podium? OK, so, Gwyl, we're looking for countries which became member states of the UN in their own right from 1991 onwards.
Well, in all honesty, I don't really have a clue. So I'm going to have to take a potluck guess. It's something that might work. Bosnia.
OK, Bosnia, says Gwyl. Bosnia. You are the low scorers at the moment on 7. The high scorers are Julia and Michael, which means a score of 3 or less would prevent you from becoming the new high scorers. There is your red line. Let's see if Bosnia can get you down there. It's right. (22) 22 takes your total up to 29.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Bosnia-Herzegovina, but Bosnia is an acceptable answer.
David.
Yes, so I've got a few that I'm not sure whether they're before 1991, so I'm just going to have to go Serbia.
Serbia,
Yep.
says David. OK, there you are on 9. The high scorers, Gwyl and Howard, on 29 at the moment, so 19 or less gets you through. Let's see how many people said Serbia. There's your red line. It's right. Very well done. Down to go 17. You are through. 26, your total.
We're getting a lot of value out of the former Yugoslavia, aren't we?
Yeah.
In this round. We don't have many Serbian words in the English language, but paprika is one, and perhaps more importantly, vampire.
Yeah, well, it would
another
be.
one.
Yeah.
That's a big word.
Vampir. Yeah, that's sorry. I'm just saying it in Serbian there.
Do that again. I wasn't aware you were.
I should strictly be vampir.
I thought it sounded more Serbian the first time.
Vampir. I just made it vampir. I thought it might help it.
Amazing the way you just pick up on the little nuance. Extraordinary.
Yeah. Now, Julia, listen. All joking aside, we have a serious job to do here. The high scores at the moment are Gwyl and Howard on 29. You're on 11. You have to score 17 or less.
I've run out of Yugoslavian countries. There is East Timor, I think, but I'm going to go for South Sudan.
South Sudan, says
Yes.
Julia. OK, South Sudan. It has to score 17 or less. There's your red line. Will it get you below that red line, I wonder? Let's find out. South Sudan. It's right. It's done it. Very well done indeed. 14. 25 your total. And you are in the head-to-head the second time.
Very well played, yeah. The world's newest nation, South Sudan. Now, let's take a look at some pointless answers. All sorts of different ones. As I say, some countries joined the UN, so they're not necessarily new countries, some of them. The Marshall Islands and Micronesia, both in the Pacific. Monaco joined in 1993, smaller than Central Park, Monaco. Nauru, North Korea, joined since 1991. Palau, again in the Pacific. San Marino, South Korea, also a pointless answer. And Tonga as well was a pointless answer. Let's take a look at the top 3 answers. Slovakia with 20. 22, Bosnia and Herzegovina. And so right at the top, Croatia.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. So I'm afraid at the end of the second round, it's Gwyl and Howard we have to say goodbye to with their comparatively low score of, well, sorry, comparatively high score, literally speaking, but low score of 29. That was just a very, very low scoring round and very close in the end. But yes, this is where we say goodbye, but we will see you again next time, Gwyl and Howard, and we'll look forward to that very much indeed. Thanks very much for playing, Gwyl and Howard.
Thank you.
But for the remaining 2 pairs, it's now time for our head-to-head. Congratulations, David and Nick, Michael and Julia. You're now one step closer to the final and a chance to play for the jackpot, which currently stands at £1,000. Now, we have to decide who's going to play for that money, and to do that, you are now going to go head-to-head. The difference is you're now allowed to confer, and the first pair to win 2 questions will be playing for that jackpot. Now, Michael and Julia, you were in the head-to-head last time. Only last time. You were our low-scoring pair. How do you feel about your rivals today?
Oh, they're pretty good. Pretty sharp,
I'm going to get
yes.
stitched up by a couple of young boys.
Yeah.
There was a strange look in your eye as you said that, Julia. David and Nick.
Yeah, again, we're going to get stitched up as well, I think.
You played consistently well. Some lovely low scoring from both pairs. I always say this, but actually, it's usually the case. It's always going to be close. But best of luck to both pairs. Let's play the head-to-head. OK, here comes your first question, and it concerns fictional bands. Fictional bands, Richard.
I'm going to show you 5 pictures now of fictional bands from different films. We just need you to tell us the names of the films that they're from. Very best of luck.
Thanks very much indeed, Richard. Let's reveal our 5 fictional bands, and here they are. We've got A, B, C, D, and E. There we are, 5 fictional bands. We're looking for the names of the films they appeared in. Now, David and Nick, you've played best throughout the show so far, so you will go first.
Do you want to go for A or C? Okay, yeah, we think we know 2. So, yeah, it's just a case of sort of trying to work out which one we think is going to be better. So, you're going to go for A, which is School of Rock.
School of Rock, say David and Nick for A. Now, Michael and Julia.
No.
Do you want to have a punt at any of those?
Go on, Julia, I'll leave it to you. I'm sure you'll do it. It's C, it's not the Blues Brothers or something
Well, it
like
could
that,
be.
is
Should
it?
we say that?
Oh, yes, go on, then. You say it.
See the Blues Brothers.
The Blues Brothers, say Michael and Julia. So we have School of Rock and we have the Blues Brothers. David and Nick said School of Rock. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many people said it. It's right. Waiting for School of Rock. Now, Michael and Julia have gone for the Blues Brothers. For C, let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said the Blues Brothers. It's right. 70. So there we are. David and Nick, well done. After one question, you are up 1-0.
Well done, David and Nick. Have you seen School of Rock?
I love School of Rock.
It's a great film, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially if you watch it with kids.
Yeah.
I think it's just a wonderful film. He's brilliant in it, Jack Black, isn't he?
Yeah.
Now, B is a pointless answer. That's the band Stillwater from Almost Famous. Very well done if you said that. D is The Commitments.
Oh, I thought of the commitments, but I didn't know which one it was.
And it would have scored you 13 points, so it would have won you the point. And this last one would have won you the point as well, which
Spinal
is...
Tap.
Spinal Tap from This Is Spinal Tap, yeah. Funniest film ever made, I think. 16 points for that.
Well, thank you very much indeed. So here comes your second question. Michael and Julia, you get to answer it first, but you have to win it to stay in the game. Good luck. It concerns The Great Gatsby. The Great Gatsby, Richard.
I'm going to show you 5 clues now to facts about F. Scott Fitzgerald's novel, The Great Gatsby. Can you give us the most obscure answer?
Thanks very much indeed. Let's reveal our 5 clues, and here they are. The Hollywood star who played Gatsby in the 1974 film, the director of the 2013 film based on the novel, the first name of its author, F. Scott Fitzgerald, the character Jordan Baker is said to have cheated at this sport, and the decade the novel was first published. I'll read those all again. The Hollywood star who played Gatsby in the 1974 film, the director of the 2013 film based on the novel, the first name of its author, F. Scott Fitzgerald, the character Jordan Baker is said to have cheated at this sport, and the decade the novel was first published. There we are. 5 clues to facts about The Great Gatsby. Michael and Julia will go first.
I'm pretty sure the star was Alan Ladd.
Really? Really? Oh. Well, we'll go for the... Are you sure? You're going for
Pretty
that?
sure the star, pretty sure, was Alan Ladd.
OK, Alan Ladd, the star of the 1974...
74, yeah.
Alan Ladd. OK. Michael and Julia say Alan Ladd. David and Nick, talk us through the board, if you can.
OK, I have a feeling the director was Baz Luhrmann. But apart from that, Dave, anything?
Yeah, no, I'm drawing a blank on this one, to be honest. I've seen the film, haven't read the book, so I guess I should know more, but no, I don't. I would go, I think we should probably go for the director then, as we're both sort of...
Yeah, give that. OK,
Yeah.
so we'll go for the director being Baz Luhrmann.
Baz Luhrmann, you're going to say, for the director of the 2013 film. Michael and Julia said Alan Ladd, the star of the 1974 film version of the novel. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many of our 100 people said it. Not Alan Ladd, I'm afraid. David, Nick, that means you merely have to be correct with your answer, Baz Luhrmann, and you go straight through to the final. Let's see if that's right, Baz Luhrmann. Yep, it's right. Very well done. Wow. Look at that. 6 for Baz Luhrmann. That's a great answer. And it means, David and Nick, that after only 2 questions, you are straight through to the final 2-0.
Well played, gents. Julia, that's very unlucky. He did play Gatsby,
did
Alan
much
Ladd, in
earlier.
sort of 49, unfortunately. And then the 74 version was Robert Redford. Yeah. Would have scored you 17 points, though. The first name of the author
Francis.
is Francis, yep. Would have scored you 9 points. Jordan Baker.
Tennis.
No, she cheated at golf. Would have scored you 2 points. It's best answer up there, actually. And the decade the novel was first published?
1920s.
20s, yeah. 1925 it was published. Would have scored you 18.
We would have lost anyway.
Thank you very much indeed. So the pair leaving us at the end of the head-to-head round, I'm afraid, is Michael and Julia. 2 solid performances in 2 consecutive pointlesses, but I'm afraid you haven't made it beyond the head-to-head round. I'm sorry. But it's been great having you on the show. Wonderful contestants. Thank you so much. Michael and Julia. But for David and Nick, it's now time for our pointless final. Congratulations, David and Nick. You've fought off all the competition and you have won our coveted pointless trophy. You now have a chance to win our pointless jackpot, and at the end of today's show, the jackpot stands at £1,000. You've done very well. Only 1 appearance on the show, straight through to the final, exquisitely handled, which is nothing less than we'd expect from a handball player, of course. Well, as always, you get to choose your category, and here are the 4 categories you can choose from. East Anglia, Irish and Northern Irish sport, literary awards, Shakespeare.
What do you reckon?
Well, I did go to university in East Anglia, so I mean, maybe that's a good one. I don't know.
Yeah, I know nothing about
I know
East
nothing about
Anglia.
Irish sports. I know nothing about literary awards.
Yeah.
I don't really know much about Shakespeare.
It's up to you, mate. I'd go either East Anglia or Shakespeare. If you're happy with East Anglia, I'm happy to go with that with you. But
Should we give it a go?
yeah, if you want to.
Okay, let's give it a go. We'll go for East Anglia.
East Anglia, it is. Richard.
Yeah, as so often with these geographical ones, there's 3 very different questions here, so hopefully there's something that will suit you. We are looking for any top 40 single by The Darkness. They're from East Anglia originally, so any top 40 single by The Darkness up to October 2013. Any of the cast of Alan Partridge Alpha Papa, that film, according to IMDb, anyone with a credited appearance in Alan Partridge Alpha Papa, or any of the members of Ipswich's 1981 UEFA Cup winning side. Oh, that's like my genuinely, those last 2 are my perfect questions. Genuinely are. Top 40 singles by The Darkness, casts of Alan Partridge Alpha Papa, and members of Ipswich's brilliant 1981 UEFA Cup winning side. I know people at home will concentrate on different ones there. Very best of luck at home. Very, very best of luck to you as well.
Thank you very much indeed. Now, as always, you've got up to a minute to come up with 3 answers, and all you need to win that jackpot of £1,000 is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Now, remember, the answers you provide can come from any one of these categories, and how you spread them across the categories is entirely up to you. They could all come from one of the categories or one from each. Are you ready?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
OK, let's put 60 seconds up on the clock. There they are. Your time starts now.
I love Alan Partridge, but I've only seen Alpha Papa once.
Okay, do you remember anyone in it?
Cole Meany.
that's
I
good.
can't remember any of the other actors.
That's all right. That's all right. Okay,
which is a problem.
So
Cole
we've
Meany's
got
quite a big
Colleen
one.
for one. Okay, top 40 singles. What do you reckon?
Well, there was the obvious ones. I believe in a thing called Love.
Okay.
There was a Christmas one, but I can't remember if it was just Justin Hawkins or whether it was the entire of The
Do you remember what
Darkness.
it was?
It was called Christmas Time, Don't Let the Bells End.
Oh yeah, no, I remember
is
that. I
interesting.
think that was The Darkness. Do you know any Ipswich players?
I imagine it was the Bobby Robson side, wasn't it? But I don't know.
Okay, well we can guess him. So we've got 3 answers for 3 questions then.
Well, I don't know.
I'm not
If
gonna
members
tell
of
you
Ipswich's winning side, does it include the management team?
No, I
No,
guess not.
I think it's going to be players, isn't it?
Yeah. The Darkness. Let me think.
I think maybe Rebecca Front was in Alan Partridge. I can't remember.
Okay, Rebecca Front and who was
Well,
the
that's
other one?
Cole Meany, but he's a really obvious
10
one.
seconds left.
Okay, definitely not.
No, but
not any help to you here, mate.
it's not any good, is it?
Should we
Do you
go-
know any of these?
No, I don't. I'm going to go for The Darkness and Alan Partridge then.
We're going to have to, aren't we?
Okay.
OK, that is your time up. What are your 3 answers going to be? Could you say which category they're from as well?
So for top 40 singles by The Darkness, Growing on Me.
Growing on Me.
Yes.
OK, Growing on Me.
Cast of Alan Partridge.
Is it Colm?
Cole Meany was in it. He's going to be a really obvious one, so everyone's
Cole
going to get that.
Meany. OK,
Yeah.
Cole Meany.
I can't remember if she was in it or not. Rebecca Front, then.
And Rebecca Front. OK,
don't think it was
3
though, but-
answers there. Of those 3, which do you think is your most likely to be pointless?
I think the only one that is correct is Cole Meany. So
OK,
it's
Cole
that
Meany.
one,
Let's
isn't
put
it?
that one last. Least likely to be pointless?
Rebecca Front.
Rebecca Front. OK, and Growing on Me in the middle there. OK, let's pop those up on the board in that order, and here they are. We've got Rebecca Front, Growing on Me, and Cole Meany. Well, very best of luck. Your first answer was Rebecca Front, the one you thought was probably least likely to be pointless. But remember, only one of these answers has to be pointless for you to win that jackpot of £1,000. What would you do with your share of that, David?
I've been to Canada before. I'd love to go back to Vancouver. I've heard so many good things about it, so it would certainly go towards a trip to the West Coast.
Very good. Nick, how about you?
Yeah, sort of similar to David. I'm looking to go to New York with my girlfriend, so it'll sort of stretch it out a bit more, go for a bit longer, have a sort of bit of a better stay, really.
Excellent. Well, best of luck. 3 answers, 3 good-looking answers on the board there. Let's hope they're all right. Let's hope at least one of them is pointless. Rebecca Front, your least confident answer. Obviously, it has to be correct, then it has to be pointless for you to win the jackpot. So for £1,000, let's see how many people said Rebecca Front was in the cast of Alpha Papa. No, bad luck. I'm afraid she wasn't. Which means you only have 2 more shots at today's jackpot. Your second answer, Growing on Me. In this case, we were looking for singles by The Darkness. Again, this has to be correct. Now, I didn't hear you mention it during your minute.
No, I
Did
know
it
it's
suddenly...
I know it's a song by The Darkness, but I don't know if they've released it as a single or not, which
Right.
is the issue. So
OK.
it's definitely by them.
Well, it has to be correct, then it has to be pointless for you to win that jackpot. So for £1,000, let's see how many of our 100 people said Growing on Me. It's right. This could be an excellent answer, David and Nick. Your first answer, Rebecca Front, was incorrect, but Growing on Me by the Darkness is going down through the single figures, still going down. Down it go, 1! Good answer. Great score. But sadly, in this round, it has to be pointless. So only one more chance. Everything rides on your third and final answer, Colmini. Obviously, it has to be right. You're pretty sure it is right. You think it might be quite obvious.
Yeah, I think it's very obvious.
OK, well, let's find out. If it is pointless, it will win you £1,000. How many of our 100 people named Colmini as a cast member of Alpha Papa? It's right. So your first answer, Rebecca Front, turned out to be incorrect. Your second answer, Growing on Me, took us all the way down to 1. Your third and final answer, Colmini, still going down. Still down it goes. You've done it! Very well done indeed. That is fantastic. What a great answer.
Well, thank you so much.
Very well done indeed.
I don't know how.
Congratulations. Colmini was a pointless answer, which means you leave here with that jackpot of £1,000. Very well done indeed, David and Nick.
Yeah, he's one of the big stars of that film. It's a terrific film. He's great in it. How close were you to not saying him at all? Because
very close. I mean, apart from Steve Coogan, I couldn't think of anyone else. I can think of their characters, but I couldn't think of the actual actors. So that was.
Well, funnily enough, the only people who got any points at all in that category were Steve Coogan, Tim Key, Sean Pertwee, and Anna Maxwell Martin. Every single other person in the film was a pointless answer, including Colmini. But I genuinely saw you just about to say, we won't go with him at all, let's go for a risk. And I'm very, very glad you stuck to your guns and said him, because that would have been awful. Let's take a look at pointless answers in all the different categories. Top 40 singles by The Darkness, both of these from the One Way Ticket to Hell and Back album. Girlfriend, Is It Just Me? Cast of Adam Partridge's Alpha Papa, I said it's almost all of them. There's Colmini, the brilliant Nigel Lindsay. Those last two have both been on Pointless, Phil Cornwell and Simon Greenall. Phil Cornwell plays Dave Clifton, the other DJ Simon Greenall is Geordie Michael. Phil Cornwell has been a pointless answer before. First person ever to have got a pointless answer and been a pointless answer, Phil Cornwell. It's very impressive. And let's take a look at the Ipswich team. Now, there's 11 of them, but there's only 2 pointless answers. People remember that team so well. I'll go through the team. Would have gone John Walk, Terry Butcher, Mick Mills, Eric Gates, Paul Mariner, Alan Brazil, Arnold Muir, Franz Tyson, Russell Osman. And then these 2 were pointless answers. Paul Cooper, the goalie, and Steve McCall, who came in for George Burley. Both of those pointless. Very well done if you said either of those. Good category for you in the end, it turns out.
Thanks very much. Well, thanks once again to our winning players, David and Nick, who go away with today's jackpot of £1,000. Join us next time when we'll be putting more obscure knowledge to the test on Pointless. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.